Hey, Mom! What time's that therapy lady supposed to be getting here? Because I'm thinking she just pulled up.
Well, it looks like she's 15 minutes early. Touji, could you enter the door for me? I'll be down there in a couple of minutes.
Well, I'll be damned. This one's another kiss up. I love how they think if they arrive early that it makes them stand out, but what they don't realize is that they're just like all the others.
Touji, be nice. I'm sure she's just trying to manage the best she knows how.
Alright. Touji Fawnteen? Yeah, that's me. Was, my pronunciation of your name? No, you got it. We're fine. Okay, then. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can begin. This was the first out-of-minute counseling sessions that I'd had over a period of 9 years of my life that my mother had authorized me to take part in ever since the death of my bastard father.
Alright, Touji. I'm gonna need you to think really hard about how to respond to this question, okay?
Okay.
Touji, I want you to give me a detailed description about your childhood. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Well, when I was a kid, I lived in this house, and most people back then would have given up their firstborn child in order to live in such a luxurious house and never having to worry about financial issues and shit like that, because my mom, and she still is today, a fashion designer and designs most of the clothes in Vogue and stuff. And she would work continuously on projects day and night, and sometimes I wouldn't even see her until like 6 o'clock in the morning, but no matter how much she worked or how long she would be gone on meetings in Japan and whatever, she always made time for me in the end. No matter how late she would come back from work in the mornings, I always knew that when I came downstairs into the kitchen that she would be at the stove making breakfast for me. But what I never understood, and I still don't get today, is that whenever my mom made breakfast, right, she would always leave an extra plate out for my father, but the thing is, he never came downstairs to get it, and it would end up rotting in the kitchen, and my mom would have to throw it away. You'd think I'd be a fucked up kid for not having a father figure most of my life, but the thing is, I was a pretty happy kid. Though, I know that some nights that my mom would go downstairs into the kitchen and get a bottle of wine out of the cupboard, and she would take drink after drink after drink because my dad was a fucking asshole. Touji, I've noticed during your entire conversation so far that you barely mentioned your father, and if you could, I'd like for you to elaborate on him. Well, there's actually not that much to say about him, because, I mean, when I was a kid, I rarely saw him, and the only signs that I knew he was still alive was I would hear simultaneous beeps and sirens going off in his shithole, and it happened to be right next to my room.
My husband was a scientist, you see, and unfortunately, where his workplace was located was right next to my son's room, and I realize now that that was a huge mistake.
I see. My father never loved me. And I knew this because I remember when I was 8 years old and it was Christmas Day. It was around like 11 or whatever, and I remember I was in my room by myself crying. Because, I mean, look at the situation. I was alone on Christmas because my mom was away at this business party thing at work and my dad was in his room. So naturally, this made me think that nobody loved me and no one would ever be there for me when I needed them. But then I remember hearing the sound of my mom's car in the garage, and I ran to the railing to see if this was actually happening, if she was there, and I looked down and there she was. And I ran down those stairs so fucking fast. Because she was the greatest Christmas present I could have ever gotten. She was, and she still is my everything. Oh my. Well, it's been real. I'm kind of late for a party, so I'm gonna go. I'll see y'all bitches later.
Touji, you get your ass back here, mister.
Actually, that won't be necessary,
Leaving
my
Mrs.
mother
Fawnteen,
back there alone, now that I think about it, was pretty fucking rude, but I felt that I needed to get out in that environment as soon as I could, because whenever I talk about my father, all the rage and anger that has built up inside of me over the years, I just feel like I'm about to burst. But I know now that I will never escape my father, because inside that house I felt my father's presence still lurking somewhere, and I would never know if what I was feeling was actually him or not until it was too late.